Shalom. So we're gonna look at the days of the week because a lot of times what we do is when people use a certain name, for example, Jesus, we make a big deal out of it. Oh, it's pagan, is that's not biblical or whatever it is, right? But yet, when it comes to other things, we're doing the same thing, right? So, for example, the days of the week. What are the biblical names? What did the Most High call the days of the week? All right? And what do we call them today? And how is it different from, other things? Now, we're going to read Genesis chapter 1 and verse 5. It says, "And God called the light day, and the darkness he called night, and the evening and the morning were the first day." So, this is what he calls it, right? Next, we're going to jump down to verse 8. It says, "And God called the firmament heaven, and the evening and the morning were the second day." Now we're going to jump down to verse 13. It says, "And the evening and the morning were the third day." Jump down to verse 19. It says, "And the evening and the morning were the fourth day." 23. "And the evening and the morning were the fifth day." Verse 31. "And God saw everything that he had made, and behold, it was very good, and the evening and the morning were the sixth day." Genesis chapter 2. We're going to go to Genesis chapter 2 and verse 3. "And God blessed the seventh day." Right? So these are the biblical names of days. Right? Now we're going to go into something dealing with elements and so forth. Right? Now, he said, let me finish this. Verse 3. "And God blessed the seventh day and sanctified it." Right? So when you look at the meaning of sanctified, set apart and so forth. Because it is the only day of the week that is distinctive. So what do you use to tell the week? Week as in a period of 7 days. This would be the day of the moon, right? The day of the moon. Now let's go back to Genesis chapter 1. Genesis chapter 1, verse 3. It says, "And God said, Let there be light, and there was light. And God saw the light, that it was good, and God divided the light from the dark." So what you see happening is the first day of the week was a work day, right? And this day deals with the sun, right? Now what happens is in the Roman calendar, they would have the first day for them as Sunday, right? This is not wrong in the sense that we're looking at it, because first is the moon and then the sun, right? So the moon represents the seventh day. It tells you when is the seventh day, and then the day following that would be a work day, which that's why you have Sunday here, right? Now, these are very different, right? Now let's look at them. What they call Tuesday in the Roman, because this for them would be, for the Romans would be Monday, right? This would be Monday for the Romans, which is the day of the moon. Now, Tuesday, what they call Tuesday is their god of the warriors, right? So how can I write this? For them, it would be Tuesday. For the ancient Egyptians, it would be Montu, and the Romans they attribute this to Mars, right? And okay, let me put this one further down. Montu. So here we'll have like ancient Egyptian. That's for the E. This is for the Roman. Up here, let's use H for Hebrew, and we use N down here. NV for the Nordic Viking, right? So their god of war here would be what you call TYR, Tyr, right? They all have these things, they all honor these things, and this is why the Most High said we should not give our attention to them, because what happens is when we give our attention to these things, we kind of take him out of the picture. Our mental focus is now on the elements, right? And this was the difference with Adam in the beginning, because while the other nations were worshiping the stars, Adam knew that it was someone communicating to him by writing with the stars, right? So that was the difference. Adam understood that the stars themselves weren't the gods. He understood it was someone trying to communicate with him. So he could look at this star and say, oh, you know what I mean? And so forth. And the other nations, they worship them. So this is why they have all these different gods, right? So Tyr, which is Tuesday in the English, right? This would be the god of their warriors. Like you remember with Joshua after leaving Egypt, he had to make war with all these nations. So in that case, they would call it in ancient Egyptian that god of warriors, Montu, Tyr in the Nordic Viking, and they attribute it to Mars in the Roman, right? The next day would be Wednesday. Wednesday, right? Which they attribute to Mercury, right? Wednesday in ancient Egyptian, that would be, I don't know what you call this word. I don't know how you pronounce this word. Hold on. I think I'm losing space here. Right, so I'm just gonna do 5 of them because I already separated the day of the moon and the day of the sun, right? So we're dealing with the names here. So in the Nordic Viking, because okay, Mercury will be the wisdom. This is where this comes from. So Woden, Wednesday, comes from this word, which you might not be familiar with. But what you might be familiar with is this word, Odin, Woden, Wednesday, right? So the Romans and the people of the Scandinavian people, they incorporate it all together, and that's what it really is, right? Now the god of wisdom for ancient African, ancient Egyptian. I'll have to look into that some more. Now this day here, right, would be Thursday. Roman Thursday, Thur. When you come down to the Nordic Viking, this is Thor, which is basically their sky god, right? And in ancient Egyptian, this is called Nut, Nut, right? Now the 6th day here you call it Friday. Where did they get this idea of Friday from? Because when you come down to the Nordic Viking, you get Freya, right? So this is the same thing. And as you know, Freya, Friday, and you're gonna be familiar with this word. It's Qetesh. What do they have in common? Okay, Friday they have this attributed to Venus, but if you should go a little bit back before the Roman Empire, what you would be familiar with is the word Aphrodite. And we all know what Aphrodite is, right? So this is the goddess of love, beauty, sex, and all of these things attributed to Venus, Friday, whatever you call it, Ketesh in ancient Egyptian. It's all the same thing, right? All right. So we're down to the last day, and this for the Romans they call this Saturday, which they equate to Saturn, right? And as you know, it's their god of agriculture, sowing seeds and so forth, fertility, all of that stuff, right? In the ancient Egyptian, it's Osiris, and in the Nordic Viking, it's this word Gefjun, right? So there you have it, the 7 days of the week and the different cultures, how they call them, right? But this is ours. We only do day 1, day 2, day 3, day 4, day 5, day 6, day 7. We do not do this. And what happened is we grew up in this culture, in this era where we cannot get these out of our heads. So everything we do, we only filter our reality or our perception of reality through this. Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Right? We need to convert from this back to this. So you know that each time you see the new moon, that would start your cycle, and then you would know, okay, oh, tomorrow is day 1, next day is day 2, and so forth, and then you say, oh, back to the Sabbath again. You understand? So we have to convert our thought process back to the ancient ways. All right? So this is it. Days of the week. Shalom.